The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Aloha. Welcome to the Art of Painting with Rockwood. I'm Rockwood, and this is my studio. On the next 3 episodes, we're going to be working on this koi painting. The reason we're doing 3 episodes is it took longer than most of my paintings. This is a little bit more elaborate. So join me as I teach you how to do this. Aloha, and welcome back to the show. On our last show, I was working on the koi fish. So while we were gone, what I did was I went ahead and finished up all the blue because I really want to finish this painting for you. So today we're going to finish it up. First, we're going to start by working on these flowers here where we've ended up last time. So I'm just going to put the white in here like this because I want to get this nice highlight on this edge here. And then I'm going to grab my liner brush. I'm just going to put some detail in here. As you can see, I do have my iPad up here so I can reference this. I've got these flowers sitting up there. Now, as you can see, I may be looking at the flowers, but I'm trying to get them an artistic look to them, so I'm not trying to get them exactly like the photo. I just want them to be pretty. And then anytime you have excess paint or whatever on there, it's easy to just pull it right off. Oh yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of brown just to give that center of the flower just a little bit more depth and shape to it. I hope you can see that. Oh yeah, there you go. So let's clean the brush out a little bit, grab us some red, and we're going to start right in the middle here like we did last time. So then, grab that little brush, put that out like this. Now, let's get the smaller one. Mix it up a little bit here. Just streak it in here like this. Sorry?
3 months of no talking.
3 months of no talking. Sorry. I'm trying to concentrate on this. I've never painted these flowers before. I hope they look good. They're looking good to me. So get some more white here and bring this in here like this, just to brighten this up a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah. See, it's good to let that paint to dry really good so that when you do go back over it, it has a place to sit and be bright. That looks really cool. Let's put a little bit more. Oops, got some red in there. Get rid of that red. It's not that big of a deal, but. So you see how I got that little red right there? I'm just going to hit that with some white and make that go away. Just like that. Now I see this. I'm going to brighten this up a little bit here. Yeah. Something up here. Yeah, that looks cool now. Yeah. All right, so now let's get the center piece of that done. Okay, so first we're going to do some orange. And then we're going to let that dry a little bit. Since I got some time today, I'll work on these other flowers here. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got those lines where this is over the top of the other petal. And now I'm going to get some of that Payne's gray and lighten it up considerably. So this petal is going over, or actually take it under this one. So I'm going to put that shadow right there. Same thing right there. Start with my shadows. And then I can take that white and bring it out like this. Wipe that off. And then, if I'm spinning that, I hope I'm not giving you guys a headache by spinning that too quick. Now see how I'm just blending that white right into the gray like that? Softens it up considerably. See how soft that looks right there? Nice. If you work on one petal at a time, it just seems to work better that way. This one I drew, and I didn't get that going over the top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this shadow in here like this. Then I'm going to force this petal on top of it. Let's see how clean that looks now. Same thing right there. Great. Now see how I just wiped the brush off? with the towel as opposed to rinsing it off in the water. That way I still have the paint on there, but not a lot. Alright, so now this flower is going to be different. See how you can see all 5 of the petals and they're all kind of open and flat? This one is completely different, where the shapes on this one is a little closed up a little bit more, I guess. I'll fill this with white first. So the sun's coming down this way here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little fold in that. Yeah. See how that's folded right there? That looks really neat. Pardon me. And again, throw this in here. Now there is paint on both sides of your brush, so it's okay to flip the brush over and use the other side. Now I'm going to flip this like this, so it's flipping the other side. Now, this one is a different picture, so let me get that. Yeah, okay. All right, so that is going to be darker down the bottom there, because this side is under both those petals. Off and get that little bit of gray. So now you can see how that's going underneath this main petal right here in front. So I'm going to bring that white right up over the top of it. I need to bring that shadow a little bit right in here. Starting to look a little more 3D. That one goes under there. Okay. I'm just kind of reshaping the petal out here. Yeah. Hope you see how much enjoyment I'm getting out of doing this. This is a lot of fun for me. See how nice and fine I get that line right there just by pulling that paint up to there, pushing it into a line. Yeah, that looks cool. Oops. I stuck my hand. See, I got that white paint on there. I'm just going to grab just a little bit of water, because this is water-based paint. I can just go in here and blend that right through there. There we go. All right, so let's take this little brush right here. Cool. See how I'm just streaking it with this, and I'm trying to put those little, call them fins, because I don't really, the ridges on the flower. And let's get that red going in there. Now, see how I'm just barely pulling it like that to get those streaks? I like that it's a white flower. I don't want to make it a red one, so I'm just going to barely pull that out like that. Now, when I first started this painting this morning, or today, whatever time it is you're watching the show, I put that little bit of brown in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. That yellow part. Now, while we let that dry, we're going to get my small filbert brush, and we're going to take a little bit of the gray in the flow. We're going to get this light gray. I'm going to do these scales. Then the fun part is going to be, I'm going to put the scales over the top of the red. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of orange and mix it with a little bit of yellow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here like this. You don't need a lot of scales. It's not, while they do have hundreds of scales, we don't necessarily see. So we just put a dab in there like that. That looks cool. And then we're going to put some more of the grayer ones. I'm just dabbing them as the paint starts to dry on the brush, because I don't need a whole bunch of them on there. I did miss a few on the orange fish last month, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That looks cool. So now we're going to grab our yellow dots. Oops. It always makes the flower look fuller, more realistic when you put more color in there. A lot of people tend to do white flowers and they just do white. They don't put any shadows in there. Shadows is what brings your highlights out. That is cool. But now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bigger brush. And last month I told you what I was going to do with this, is how I was going to put those streaks across the bottom of the wound. Yeah, that's cool. I want to truly do all this very random. There's nothing in the pool. It's flat and perfectly reflective. So. I dig it. Alright, so now what I need to do is put some whiskers on these guys here. So I'm just going to take my white, get it a little thin, get it to a point. Okay, so I got the white on the white one, and then I'm going to put some orange ones on the orange one. That is that. So now the part that I talk about all the time is it's not done until it's signed. Look, there's too much red in there. So if your paint's too wet, you just wipe it right off, start it in. I know I've said this before, but when you're signing your painting, always sign your name and not a symbol or an initial. People want to know who did the painting, so. And if you ever want to be a famous artist, well, you don't want to be famous for being an X. I want to thank you for joining me. But for now, that is all she wrote. Hui ho. Mahalo, and thanks for joining me.